owner of the AWF, call superstar, 12-time tag team champion of the world. This egotistical bastard is ready to shoot the shit as Shawn Walsh presents the Shawn Walsh Show, where there are no holds barred.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the also controversial Shawn Walsh Show. Boy, did he up to that reputation on the last Shawn Walsh Show with Adam Jackpot. It's a little bit controversial, some hurt feelings, and you know, that's what this show is. It gives people a platform to shoot the shit, give their opinions, whether they're liked or they're disliked, and, you know, just speak their mind. That's what the Shawn Walsh Show is about. I'm not saying it like people don't know. Obviously, everyone knows that. But with that, there's going to be people who come on and say some things that maybe aren't the most positive things in the world. So that's what that episode was. If you want to hear my reaction, my response to the backlash of the show and my opinion on the show after going back and rewatching it after it was posted, you can go to the Call Shoot page and you can go check out a few-minute video that I uploaded over there. I'm not going to repeat myself here. I think it's just a waste of time. I'm going to quickly run through a couple of things before we get to my interview with Brandon Wolfe, which is, by the way, is one hell of an interview. I think it may go down as one of the all-time best, and that's a credit to Brandon Wolfe, not me. But Call All Stars 8. I know every week I'm always like, it's coming out. I'm betting on in the next few days. I may try for Sunday night. I may wait till Monday. I'm not sure. So, for safety reasons, we'll just to be on the safe side, okay? Let's say Monday, maybe Tuesday, right? Monday, Tuesday, something like that. Expect probably the pre-show, and then, of course, day 1 and day 2. Day 1 is all done and is ready to go. Day 2 has everything done but the main event. And the pre-show, that also needs commentary. Day 2 will get done. There's no doubt in my mind that it won't get done. Pre-show, if the show isn't up, that would be why. So I'm working on it. I'm working to get that show out within the next few days. Alright? I'm trying. Well, I'm also going to be trying while I play WWE 2K17, which I got today. And what I've played so far, I enjoy. Let's hope it keeps going. So, I think that's about it. I think we're gonna just go to the show. I'm not gonna ramble on any longer. I'm just gonna go right to the interview because this is a must listen for all call owners who have Brandon Wolfe on their show, all people who have seen Brandon Wolfe, and all people who are just, genuine human beings will enjoy this show. So let's send it to my interview with Brandon Wolfe.
Today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Shawn Walsh Show. Please welcome back to the show, Brandon Wolfe.
What's up, guys?
The Night Wolf is back. Oh man, making quite the splash. Now, we're going to talk about what Brandon's been doing in the last year and all the good things and whatnot. But we got to start things off
That-
with a little bit of some controversial things. Because, it's the Shawn Walsh Show. What a better way to start off the show? So, as you guys know, Brandon Wolfe, he's not just in, COH, AWF, etc. He is also a part of CXWI, also LOH, correct?
Yep.
Now, as you guys know, and I'm not going to go into detail because fuck that guy, the whole Lester debacle that happened months ago, and after everything that happened, there was a big thing like, oh wow, wait a minute, he's not only still in other shows, but this was kind of, either ignored or used in the story, and it pissed me and a lot of other people off, pissed Brandon off, and Brandon, I know he's got some things to say specifically about those. I mean, we'll talk about LOH because what they did on their most recent episode, LOH, which is owned and ran by a guy who is known in COH as the Mist, Preston. He did a storyline where he was, quote unquote, he was forced. If you read the episode 2, I believe, where he suspended Lester, he makes it very much known that he did not want to do it and he was forced to do it. He suspended him. He comes back the next episode, and the angle gets turned into comedy that he got suspended over stealing a burger from catering. So Wolf, I'm gonna let you take it from here. What do you think about this?
The reason that he was forced to suspend Sonny or just Lester was because I threatened to leave LOH if he did nothing. What Lester did, or let's say Sonny, was the most cowardice move ever, and there has to be consequences dealt with that. You can't just avoid what he did. You can't just move along. And if you want to make LOH bigger, or let's see if CSI, they want to make their brands bigger, then you have to help out. You have to care about the community, and that's basically it. Like, how many CSI talents are in COH? Quite a bit. How many CSI talents are in All Stars? Me. And Austin made an appearance. So that means we're out there. AWF, Arisen from Nothing, Brandon Wolfe. You have to care about those shows because the people that got attacked are the owners of those shows. And if you want the companies to get bigger, you have to show you care. You have to show that you are with them. Even if you think it's wrong, you have to stay with them. It's kind of like a suck-up. But what LOH did, what Pierce, I threatened to leave your company just to make a statement that I will do whatever it takes to make something happen because he attacked my friends. And what you did not only just made me mad, it just offended a lot of people because what you thought was comedy was just out of line. It just crossed every line you did. And it was so horribly produced. It was so horribly executed that we're all just, it's not fun. It wasn't not fun to watch. It's weird. No. And that rant you did,
yes,
while you made that post on suspending Lester, do not ever mention from an autistic standpoint. You should know better because I have autism and I know better than you all. No, you don't. You don't know better. You don't know anything. If you were in their position, you would do what they did. But because he didn't attack you, that little mindset came in where, oh, he didn't attack me, so why should I care? Makes you look selfish, and pretty much you shoot yourself in your own foot. Probably in your own skull, because your career could be over if you do that. But anywhere else, it would have gotten worse. I mean, is he doing anything in COH? Nah, he's just having a losing streak because Lester attacked Travis, the owner of COH. And that's why you don't see him around. And, like, you don't see Mr. around here or Steelers because do they really want him? That's a big question.
That is a big question. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have their answers to that, but leave that to the people. Obviously, as you guys heard, and I've known for a while because I talked with Brandon, and he lets me know what's going on, and like you didn't like what was going on in LOH, and it's a shame. It's a real shame. I like to see the good in everyone. Hopefully, there's something learned here, but you can't do that stuff. You piss off everyone, so what happens, I guess. Now, let's in that rant that he did. All right, and this is going to tie into something here, but obviously you know firsthand because you've made it public. Because in that post, he essentially when people went after him and said that he was wrong for doing all these things, he used his autism as an excuse. Now, the Mist certainly not the only autistic person in CAW. Other people in the CAW community, whether they've made it public or not, that's their choice. But they don't use. I've never seen anyone use it as an excuse. How did you feel when he used that as an excuse, as a crutch?
I felt offended on so many levels. I could describe it, but apparently I told Shawn before the podcast even started that I'm not going to swear at all. Like, no cuss words. I'm going to do my best, but Miss or Pierce, whatever, if you're going to keep doing what you're doing, if you're going to keep doing the same old stuff like you did in the previous LA show, I don't care what storylines Brandon Wolfe is in. I don't care if he's supposed to be the world champion in the Anarchy area. I want out. I want out of LOH. I want out of the show in general because I don't want to be in a show that just does things like this and that doesn't do anything when it involves somebody doing actual stuff. And I'll get to CXWI in a second, but I want out. You offended me. You offended probably people that have autism on the CW community. You have shot yourself in the foot, like I said, in the head. And nobody, and I mean nobody, will want to work with a little crybaby like you at times. I mean, the only thing that you make everybody mad about you about is not just that, but the fact that you correct people on their grammar. I just think that you can have a better gimmick as an English teacher. No, it's not Miss Monta. It's the educational miss.
The educational miss. Maybe you should try it. Maybe he'll get over.
Yeah, probably. What's he gonna do? Oh, on every promo, he's gonna correct everybody's grammar on their post. Fun.
Oh, that's people are gonna love that.
I'm gonna get a hateful message, but I don't care.
Hey, you wouldn't be the first one to come on the show and get a hateful message. For whatever reason, people get mad.
Remember the last Rumble show? Like, I talked about ECW, the place where I kind of had a start, where I started to do video promos, where I started to actually start to grow a character. And I talked bad about them because I was just too immature, and I walked into a fight I couldn't win. And I'm so happy about ECW and how they've done. Like, ECW has improved so much since that Rumble show. And we both made my return and your debut in the Royal Rumble. That was awesome. That was me and Ryan. We're good friends, and I'm so happy that they improved so much. I'm very happy that second generation sensation is in AWF. I mean, it's awesome to see their progress.
I love it. And I mean, just to add a little bit of context here, the last time Brandon was on the Shawn Walsh show, he didn't have maybe the nicest things to say about ECW, and at the time they're maybe not on the best of terms, but obviously since then, Ryan and Brandon are on a much better terms now, and Brandon just most recently made his return to ECW, which is really cool. I look forward to it. I think it's going to be really cool, and people should check out ECW because it's very underrated.
The reason that I left ECW was not because of the whole thing that he mentioned there, but because I didn't know how to do the promos or kind of upload it. So I was like, I don't know how to do this. I don't know. And I just got frustrated because I wasn't ready for ECW. I was too young. I was too immature. And, I mean, I wasn't like mature enough to be in ECW. Like that was trying to say. There are all these people. I wasn't ready for the spot I had, and so I was like, I can't stay. I'm not ready. I need to go. And I just left.
And sometimes that's what you got to do.
Yeah, and I'm owing up to what I did. I'm owing up to what my wrongdoing was, and that was to rant about the guy. But if I didn't rant about Ryan, he probably wouldn't have that interview for Shawn Walsh show.
Maybe.
He would have had it eventually, but it wouldn't
have been at that time.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been at that time. He would have had it eventually, but not at that time. And he got to say some things that put like ECW on the map because now people didn't know about it until I brought it up, and when Ryan was on the show, they improved so much, and I'm just so happy.
It's great, blessing in disguise. So that's some happy, good stuff. But unfortunately,
I can't.
We're gonna have to take a little break from happiness because we're gonna have to go back into that bad hole of maybe bad. We'll see. But let's talk about CXWI now. Because I know Brandon, he's told me he's got some things he'd like to say, and we'll get to that in a minute. Right now specifically, I'm going to ask you just like I asked Ben Hopkins because it's a little weird to me. I don't know.
Weird to everyone, man. It's weird to everyone.
They do certain storylines that are, I'll call them adult oriented. They're very sexual. They're
It's furry porn, man.
Yeah.
Oh!
Obviously, you guys can tell. Brandon, not a fan. Why do you think they have this? Why in Caw?
No, it's Elliot. I don't know. I don't know what came over them. That's just so wrong. And you complain about how Dante's a weird person? God, no. He's not even worse CXWI is. Oh my. The weirdest thing that I even saw, and it almost brought, like, instead of the whole slave stuff, the closest thing to that made it go downhill was that Austin got so mad at this. But yet, I felt like he deserved it. Which was like, he told Elliot, I believe, he told Elliot, let Samus, because he's married to her at CXWI, sit on my face. Let Samus sit on my face. And Elliot did as a joke was, instead of Samus, he let Venom, and Austin got so mad. I'm like, oh, dear Lord. Why? Oh, why did this guy ask for it? Because he knew he was not going to get what he wanted. In fact, he was going to get worse. So after starting to shut the page down, which we could have made a new one and not made him an admin, it would have been so much easier. Elliot learned his mistake. He did what he asked. It was the weirdest moment I have ever. Can't claw that out of my eye fast enough. It just makes me realize that he complains too much and he threatens to leave like a little, let's say like a child that doesn't get what he wants. Like, I want this! I want this!
Now, is this referring to is this Ellie or is this Austin? This is Austin. Okay.
And I do not get me started with him. He may have brought me into the Facebook world before I even knew there was one. But there is a point where I have to say, and Adam brought this up in the last Shawn Walsh show, where he may be a big individual in CXWI, like some people are everywhere else, and when they go to these certain other COD shows, they expect to be given all this stuff. And they don't. And arisen from nothing. What has Ben and Austin talked about CXWI? Brandon Wolfe holding Gregory on his back. What is Ben doing in Arisen from nothing? He's holding Austin on his back. Austin has done nothing. And the excuse that he had is just what I've been through over the past year. Family isn't going so well. Parents are not doing so well together. My parents went through a divorce. The divorce papers came on my stepdad's birthday, a few days before mine. We moved out of the house into a new one with my mom. I had to move my mom in just a mere few days. And after that, it's been a rough struggle because my family's been fine. My family's been arguing. My family's been doing just hectic, just barking like cats and dogs. They won't even talk to each other. My brother and sisters won't even talk to each other because it brought that much bad. My great-grandmother passed away a few months ago. And now I'm in college, where I have little to no time to do some stuff for CW, but I still put an effort to do it. I have not missed a single promo for any other show, even though I went through all that best stuff. So don't even mention that life is sucking, that life is getting tough because you can't handle it. And you're probably going to do a promo because you can post a book for CXWI on a simple little text. Do all those little live newcast podcasts with Ben, but you won't even waste 5 minutes to do a single video for COH or AWF. Pathetic. If he wants to get bigger, he needs to either man up, find some time to do it, or just don't do it and just leave.
Okay, all right. Let's bring some light to that.
No. We're not gonna get into the light. Let's get into the dark.
Okay.
CXWI.
Oh, there's some dark there, yeah.
Oh yeah. The Lester with LOH is nothing compared to what CXWI has done. Because not only have they kept Lester, they gave him a push. And that's a bad idea. Because what does that say to the rest of the roster? Oh, hey, you want to push? You want to have a title match? Well, all you gotta do is harass people. All you gotta do is simply harass them, and now they'll know it's you. And when you admit it, they feel sorry for you. They feel sorry, and they give you a push. Well, the guys like Brandon Wolfe, that's busted his rear end everywhere else, can do the promos that we ask him to do. That when we tell him what to do, he'll do it. We'll make him look weak. We'll not make him look strong in a tag team with someone that does nothing. Or we'll make him look strong and Wolf not. We'll make you have a push for the title. Yay! It's so pathetic on how they do all this. It seems to be my mindset. It didn't happen here. So why should we care? If you want to grow into a bigger company, you have to stand with everybody else. Like I said earlier. You may not like it, but you gotta make something happen. A punishment. And Elliot, I told you, if you kept doing nothing about the Lester situation, it was gonna get bad. And I went behind CXW's back. I did the same thing Lester did. I was undercover. When Ben Hopkins won the Shawn Walsh show, and Ben, I'm sorry that you were the guy that I had the idea for, I wished it was Austin. Because I would love to see Shawn own him on these questions. The guy that gave him all the information about CXWI, and it's full true. Because I've seen it. I gave Shawn a bit of evidence. It was me. I'm the guy. It wasn't just the people. It was just me.
Yeah. Brandon helped me out there, let me know some information, let me know what certain things I should ask. And let me just make clear, and I'm pretty sure, Brandon, you agree, like Ben Hopkins, and I told him, after the show, it was unfortunate that he got, because he was put in an awkward situation, and there are some things that, the guy didn't know how to answer, but with all these things, because I know there's a lot of we'll call it hard feelings when it comes to CXWI in Austin, but not to confuse anyone, because sometimes since they're a team and there are two top guys over there, some people can misconstrue things. Ben is at least from what I see, he's good in my book, and I know you guys both speak well of each other.
Yeah, but understand, Ben, I didn't want it to happen to you. I was hoping that you were not the guy I had to do it to. I didn't just do it to tell Shawn, let's put Ben on the show, let's do this. No, but after I saw your name on the Shawn Walsh show, I was like, I better give him some information about CXWI to make sure he's not wrong about anything. And there you go. But I was really disappointed in CXY when they did all the pornography stuff, or porn, short. I was very disappointed about one thing, and that was when Travis was posting around Facebook groups that the podcast that Lester had. No, not the podcast. The Skype call.
Yes.
That Lester lied for 2 hours, and the next one that he admitted it. DXWI page, he couldn't even post the one that he admitted that he was the thing. I had to post it on comment that Scott had, and Scott just made he was like, I'm not listening for like 2 hours. No way, that's just pathetic. I'm like, go to your pub and drink some beer. I don't care. You have no right to talk.
How did you feel after when it got posted and Travis got kicked from the page?
That was the ticket for me to say I'm out. Because when this podcast goes up, I'm going to have the full-on mindset to not just leave LOH and CXWI, but I'm never going to come back unless things get better. Lester gets something happen to him. And I know that may be a little bit too much to ask. Enough of the pornography videos. Enough of the stuff that's just wrong. Quit doing the same storyline. Just not make it boring. I used to love CXWI, and now I just hate it. Congratulations, you made me hate what I used to love. But when I leave, it's either they get better and I can come back, or I'm never gonna show up to CXWI or LH ever again if it keeps progressing like it is right now.
Let me ask this, because obviously, like we were just talking about, and you revealed, you sent me stuff for when you saw, okay, Hopkins is going to be on the show. Maybe we can find out some things, see what he says. What did you think of what Ben had to say on my show about the CXWI and this whole situation?
With the Lester thing, I respect it, because when I talked to him, I asked him, how do you think about Lester? He said, same as before. And I showed you, Shawn.
Right.
I gave you evidence that he said that to me. But after hearing him on the Shawn show, I actually can respect him what he did, and I understand what he was saying. And he was with suspension. I have nothing bad to say about him. He was respectful. He said the right things. I have nothing wrong to say about him.
All right. No heat on Ben. Ben did good.
Austin?
Austin, maybe not so.
Yeah, I ranted about him earlier, but I'm still going to rant about him. What happened when I said that Lester was a troll, that he trolled COH and other shows? What did Austin tell me? It didn't happen here. Why should we care? He's not Randall. Well, there's a difference between Randall and Sonny, and Randall is actually a cakewalk compared to Sonny. At least we knew Randall was harassing everybody, so we know how to take care of the situation. With Sonny, we had no clue who he was. And he did a lot worse than just harass people. He tried to get somebody fired. Let's put that out there. He gotta get somebody fired from their job. Made fun of people's blood with dead dogs and other stuff, dead family members, personal stuff that they used. He used it against him, and nobody could find out it was him. Even when he admitted it, it was still worse. You can't say he's not Randall, because he's not. He's worse. That was the most laziest, most selfish thing I've ever saw on a comment. When you try to protect somebody, selfish. That's what it was. And that's after seeing that and all the stuff that's going on with Safety Guy. That's why I went out. That's why I don't want to do anything with them. I want nothing to be part of it. I don't want to give them the privilege to let Wolfe grow in their CWA leagues. And Ben can try to talk me out of not leaving and such, but it won't work. It won't. And I'm done with my rant. I'm done with it.
I wanted to make sure you got all that out. Shake some of that off.
Yeah, Yeah, I might get back to it later, but that's because I forgot what I said. But let's, let's get back to the show. Let's get back to some comments. 'Cause I saw one comment from Scott Adams saying, "What do you think of the
Ah,
championship?"
yes.
And right now, I remember that
Mm-hmm.
comment. Like, my answer is, it's just lazy. Like, it's just lazy work from them. When Mick Foley and Seth Rollins talked about it, I understood where they're coming from. But when Mick brought the Harper Championship, at least the title had something to stand out on when it came to looks.
But do you think I guess like this because they're introducing all these different color straps now. Do you think that Call should use like these different color straps, or do you like the traditional black strap?
I like the traditional black strap because it gives it the the look that this is a real championship. This is legit. When Cody Rhodes brought back the white Intercontinental Championship, I didn't like it at first, but now I'm going to admit with some titles it can work. It can work with some championships, but it can't work with all of them.
Right.
But if they all look the same, you just make your company look lazy. And WWE is dropping a lot of viewers, and they have nobody to blame but themselves. If Dolph loses this Sunday, good for him. He's going to do something better out of wrestling.
Yeah.
If he wins, well, what's next for? How long will this championship last? How long will he be a champion? And after he loses it, will he go back to being a jobber like he always was?
I guess we'll have to wait and find out. Hopefully good things. Hopefully good things, but you never know.
I do too, because they're misusing a lot of people.
All right, now let's let's steer on back to call. Well, yeah, call base. Here's another question. This was asked by our good friend Ben Hopkins, right? He
Yay!
he asked. He said, "Now look." He compliments in the beginning. You've taken big steps in the year in terms of progression up the card. What did you look at for your character and promos, and what needed improving, and how did you go about it?
What I need to do to improve it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I kind of don't watch people's promos to get inspired by it. I watch them, but I don't really think that should be with the Wolf character. If I have something to think about the promo, I'll just do it. And if it doesn't sound good, I'll retry it. Because when I do the promos for shows, I do at least like 5 full promos, maximum of 10. I'll re-listen to them all, and whichever one sounds the best, I'll use it. And what I want to improve the most is put more emotion when I do the promos. Look at the camera a little more, but not like a zombie. Have more of a thing to make you stand out in your promos. Don't make it too long. Don't make it too short. Make it just the right time where people can be in it the entire way, and have that voice. That when you talk, they know it's you. That's basically what it is.
Is there any because a lot of people in call they are influenced by a certain guy. Obviously, the character relates to like who you are as a person. But is there anyone in wrestling that you've been like, whether it be character or for your promo style, that you've kind of maybe modeled or influenced by?
Um, in character
Yeah.
wise, like in building attires, uh, I like AJ Styles, but I wanted my own unique twist to
Mm-hmm.
it. And the Wolves, like the American Wolves, David Richards and Eddie Edwards,
Right.
I love how their tires looked, but I really just watched CAW stuff like from Simulation, and I kept getting my tire ideas like and how they made it look nice. I was thinking maybe that's what I can try. And the promos, I listened to both Simulation and like everybody's promos in CAW and in real life, and the character I kind of can base it off of is it's kind of like it's hard because Wolf has that gimmick that not like a lot of people have, but Wolf can pull it off in a way that he can stand out on.
Okay.
So it's just me. I never really portrayed any other wrestler to be the gimmick. I never got inspired by any other wrestler. I just made the attires. I just made the voice for it, and it just stuck. It just stuck really
Okay,
well.
so you just did like you played you did how you felt about it. I know because I've always drawn comparisons to like Daniel Bryan in regards to like how you do your promos because I feel that you got like I guess it would be on accident like just very similar. And I say that as a compliment,
Yeah,
uh, but yeah, all right.
and it's because I'm from Louisiana. I don't even have a country or southern Louisiana accent. I'm like, while I was in like in ULM, I walked around campus and people. I think one girl asked me, "Are you British?" And I just answered, "No, I'm just from Louisiana." Like, you're not British? Like, no. Aw. And they just said from there, and all their faces. And but that's who I base my character off the most is one of my family members, which is James Wolfe. And I hope someday I can actually do a tire based off him
That'd be,
because our uh, uh, family crest it says like translated in English, faith in adversity, and that describes the Wolf character in general.
okay, all right. So, all right. Here's gonna be some interesting stuff, some controversy, but in the COH world. Ooh, all right.
Okay.
So, as you know, now I know some people are gonna be like, "Oh, you keep bringing this up. Oh my god!" It's because it's a hot topic, and I'm interested because everyone has an opinion on it. So that's to the people out there, and plus it's my show. I do whatever the hell I want.
Woo!
So the Patriot, he's been a hot topic right now. Now he, I've talked to him, and he's doing things to help improve. So I'm gonna give credit before I go into it and say credit to him to making things better. But he was under a little bit of controversy because a lot of people did not like. Now they weren't like personal, like it was playing the character, so it's not like what he actually thinks. But the character was calling people retards, and there was that slam episode where retard was said over and over it, and there were some people that were offended and didn't like it. What did you think of it?
I actually
You
liked
liked
it.
it.
It gave him, even if it gave him bad heat, it got him.
So you liked
And
that
was,
he got heat.
yeah, but and like when I did the human, like the like actual person promos, took my mask, man. I gotta get a new mask because of you. I'm like, dang it, Steven, I gotta get a new mask. But I did face like Wolf and Patriot did face off in
They
Battleground.
did, yeah. Very good. I got the call.
Yeah, the ending of the match, I kind of like, and people can like be mixed, but I like the ending to it because if Wolf would have won, everything that kind of Patriot said would have been almost nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If Patriot won, all the Wolf's momentum would have just died. There needed to be a middle ground where both people can still look strong, and the way to do that is to let Wolf show a bit of his rookie side because he's still a rookie and has to go after Alex because Alex kept interrupting and Wolf got tired of it. He's like, I'm gonna take care of the situation. Not focusing on Patriot for a bit, he's went after Alex, and Patriot just took him out. But that was the best way to end it.
Okay. But just to clarify, you didn't have a problem with it. In fact, you liked it.
I didn't have a problem. Like I didn't have a problem with it in general. Like if somebody tries to mention my autism in their promo, just let me know you're going to use it, and I'll be okay with it. If you're gonna say anything that's kind of harmful, let me know.
Don't just go and do it.
I want. I don't mind if you do it. Just tell me because I can just hold back some anger, like some real like personal anger, and just still be in character. And Patriot, he's like, and Ray said he's getting the bad heat, but in my opinion, he is, but he's still being noticed. He's still, if people want him off the show, that's kind of like their problem because you kind of pushed him to be that bad guy. He didn't, want to at first. He was kind of pushed into it, and he had to find out something to be a bad guy. And anything he could have used, it could have worked, but it couldn't
Right.
because he was going to be the same kind of heel everybody else was, and what he did just makes him kind of more stand out.
So like, let me throw an example just to paint the picture a little better. Say Patriot gets on a episode of Slam or Battleground, gets five comments with people mad. Instead of, you don't look at it as, oh well, people are mad at him, they don't like it. You look at it as, he got 5 comments. He got 5 people to notice.
Yeah, he got noticed. He's getting, even though it's like it's the part that people don't like, he's still getting noticed if you bring it up. You're giving him the attention. It's like WWE Roman Reigns. Not a lot of people like him, but we still talk about him. That's still getting him noticed, and that's still getting him pushing and stuff. If nobody talks about Roman Reigns, he probably wouldn't be where he is right now. He probably wouldn't be pushed at all. He probably wouldn't have been in WrestleMania. He would have just been nothing. If he would have walked out and everybody, instead of booed as loud as they could, just not said a single word or said a single cheer, except the kids. The kids will just say something. But if he would have just gone out and everybody just stayed quiet, he wouldn't be pushed. He wouldn't have a reaction. That's what Mr. Man said. He's getting reactions. He's doing his job. Don't give him the reaction he wants, and you won't have to see him on TV so much.
Okay, all right. So now let's talk about Brandon Wolfe. So I can't exactly pinpoint exactly where you were when you were on last time, but can you?
I can be honest. It was a very young rookie that had a briefcase that he didn't know yet in real life.
Because you had the briefcase at the time. Okay.
Yeah, I had the briefcase at the time. It was just a very young rookie, still trying to get off his feet and make a bigger name for himself, and he was still trying to learn from people.
Okay.
And I'm still am, and that's all. And I was in Xbox One at the time, which was not a small deal.
Now you're over here at the PlayStation 4 family.
Yeah, where most characters been shown all around that I made.
But since then, your character, I mean, not just in COH, but anywhere and everywhere you've been, huge growth. Wolfe is, a lot of people are digging the character. People are fans. Obviously, then you jump in like higher positions on the card. So much so that you, in COH, you recently beat the Goonie. In AWF, you won the junior heavyweight title. You did pretty decent in the ECF title tournament. I mean, like,
I'm gonna be honest. It was a fight that Wolfe went through, but the way that it was like a massive overbook, because in SWA, Wolfe and Kevin had a clinic. In ECF, it's either you're gonna produce a match just as good as that, maybe a little better, or probably not as good. And the match was not as good as SWA, to be honest, but it was to put Kevin over and not make Wolfe look weak, because it took two drivers to take him out. So Wolfe is tough, but it's the rookie thing that they just not looked at.
But what do you think, though? Like, in I guess it would be the last year, the growth of Wolfe to now, where Wolfe, like, you're wherever you are on the card, you're a pretty important character on the show. Whereas maybe a year and a half or so ago, in some shows, it wasn't the case. Now you are. How's that?
It's just like I could say a simulation and CW simulation term. Alex J. Love the guy. At first, when you saw him, he wasn't so important to any kind of show he was in. Until he got attention over something, and then everyone wanted Alex on their show, because wherever he was on, Even if it was even for one night only, he made an impact. And Wolfe keeps on making those impacts wherever he goes. Even if it was at a short match, he made that impact very known. And a year ago, he was that rookie that people like, he's just young. He's just that young rookie that just keep a little bit of an eye on, but not much. And now it's like you have to keep an eye on the kid because he's. I don't know. He could win something very big later that night if he wins that match, or even if he loses, he might just be playing something bigger. It's just a process.
Okay, all right. Also, too, which is showing your growth. I'll point to specifically the recent two chilled for YouTube CallCon. Man, I wish I got that before that opening title. But when we talked about, a big thing in that was everyone wanted to know like who's the guys who are doing good, who's the future, yada yada yada. The things that I get asked every single time I do a Q&A. And your name was constantly mentioned by everyone. Everyone who was there was like maybe there were some guys that were like, okay, they named specifically. Everyone said Brandon Wolfe.
Christian Edwards. He says he doesn't like Brandon Wolfe, but that night he was a massive fan.
He's breaking character. Oh my.
I'm just gonna be like, Chris was awesome. Like he kept Steven brought up Wolfe on. He's the actual future, and it's something he's someone very special you gotta keep an eye on. He may not be the best at promos, but the way he keeps on looking, the way he keeps on having the likability, he's gonna go far. And I can understand when people mention this. Is that Wolfe is a good competitor, Wolfe has heart, he's very likable, but can he pull off the heel? Now, I tried pulling off the heel. I'm gonna be honest, people think I can't, but we haven't tried. In my opinion, ECF would be a good spot to try it. But the mask character that CUH uses, that was the original heel look that Wolfe was going for. That I was going to give Wolfe. It just somehow turned to a face. But the one thing I try to do a difference between the mask look and the unmasked is that if you hear the tone, Wolfe is a lot darker in the mask because he doesn't care, and that's legit the most dangerous side of him when he's out. Because people have beaten Brandon Wolfe without the mask. People have beaten the painted version of Brandon Wolfe. Nobody has even beaten the mask. Nobody has put him away. So as of now, it's the most dangerous version of him.
Now, it's interesting that you brought up the whole heel thing, because this has been ever since we start. Everyone and their mother has done call shoot live Q&As. We got a schedule now where we got our own network. One thing that's been brought up by a couple people is like, oh, can Wolfe be a heel? Because I know you've asked, you're like, oh, it'd be nice, and a lot of people don't. Not that they don't think you have the ability. It's just the character, because you have Goonie syndrome, and what that means is Goonie's just like the coolest and nicest guy ever. Like Goonie, oh man, I don't know if you got him at it on Facebook, but if you ever have a rough day, read his Facebook status. Oh man, that guy just turns it all around. And he tried the heel thing, and he was all right. Like the Goonie character was all right as a heel, but everyone loves the Goonie, and maybe that's what it would be for Brandon Wolfe. What do you think?
That would not be the case. If I plan to be a heel, the way I would turn heel will be a way that people will not see it coming. People will not even think Wolfe will do that. Like, if Wolfe would turn heel, the best time to do it would have been to cash in the briefcase on Goonie after a match, probably after Global Wars. That would probably have been the best time to do it, but it was way too early for Wolfe to be a world champion. So it was a waiting process. And Wolf, and if I even become a heel, it's a fact. I am the nicest person you will ever meet, or I will be the scariest, and I will be the scariest and the meanest person on the mic. There's no, there's no way I would be like as a
But
heel.
do you like when people say like that you shouldn't, not that you couldn't pull it off, but that you shouldn't turn heel because of how well liked you are? Do you get like why people say that? Does that like make sense to you?
I get, I get why people say it,
'Cause-
but it's not a bad
right.
idea to try it. It's not like
Let me give you a cool example. Ray Geddes, right? Ray is
yeah,
awesome. He's got his fans. Everyone loves Ray. Um, and he like when you talk to Ray, like Ray the guy is like one of the nicest guys. And he's really cool. Um, and when he came into COH, because Ray Geddes is really the character is supposed to be a heel character, and he comes in and he did like some like if anyone else did it, it'd be like boo this guy, but people because they know Ray the guy and because of how nice he is, no matter like when he did the thing like oh he burned the American flag, like if anyone else did that, like they'd be like he'd be hate it forever, but he got cheered for that, and maybe that's I think, and I don't think I'm alone in this. I think I think you could pull it off. I just still think people would like you.
I think people would like the character more than just think, boo, I don't like him. Like let's use the Patriot thing again. Patriot's actually like he's a bad guy, and people actually they may hate him, but he's doing his job.
Right.
He hate it. Well, my job will be more simple. It's just I'll be hated, but I'll make people like he's a douchebag. Like he's the douchebag that I want to hate. I love to hate. I love to hate the douchebag.
You know what you should take as a huge compliment because you're the only name that comes to mind when people talk about this. You know how much everyone loves Ray, and Ray, it's like
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh, Ray can never be a heel because he's gonna get cheered no matter who you put him against. Ray, when he did his live video, he said the only person that may be able, maybe not now, but eventually, that may be able to get him to be the heel would be you. So that must mean you're
Me.
pretty likable.
Wow. I probably barely. I saw a glimpse of that live show, but I never
Yeah,
heard that. Wow. Thank you. I did not know I was that much of a likable character.
eh,
But the only way to even get like past that is for Ray to mention my autism, because how that's the only way he would have
right.
gained heat. Because because I'm not the personal guy that'll tell you personal stuff, but really, what's gonna be anything else you can use against Wolf other than autism? Take your time out, wait. That's basically what it is. You can't really like Wolf losing a lot over past 2016. Yeah, I get it. He loses a lot over the past big matches, but he's a rookie in these big time situations. He hasn't grown to learn from those mistakes, and now he is because he's impressive against AJ Young and Patriot and all these other people. He's learned from his mistakes, and most likely he may not do it again. And when 2K17 comes out, I told this to Shawn, Wolf may look a bit older or more mature, but not that much. He'll still look young.
You know, the age is a thing. All right, let's jump to your rivalry that you had with Daniel Mars. It was really like the first I mean, it was a fused eradication, but specifically it was you and Mars and fighting.
Yeah.
What did you think of the feud and Mars?
Well, what happened was I didn't even know the feud was going to even be in COH. I was going to be built up, but what happened was I was still going to be feuding with Gustavo Soriano, he did something to get kicked out of COH right after our match, and I actually wanted the match to last because it was going to be 3 CPVs for the recall championship, and it didn't happen. It was probably for the better that it didn't because that feud put both Brandon Wolfe and Daniel Mars on the map because nobody didn't know much about Brandon Wolfe. He was in a few internet championship matches with Nitro, and Daniel was still new in the eradication. When Wolfe was the mystery partner in the Elimination Chamber with Brand Ross and Matt Barnes, it was a surprise, and that's what kickstarted the real feud because the little matches that came into it was the Call All Stars Money in the Bank match at Call All Star 7 because Wolfe and Marsh were both in it, and Wolfe won. And it progressed to a point where people just wanted to see the match, wanted to see Wolfe and Mars go at it. And when they did, they tore the house down. And it was like match of the year material. That was a lot. And I'm very happy how it went. I'm very happy I worked with Mars, and he was great to work with. The ending idea was we went back and forth, and I wanted him to go over more than Wolfe because Wolfe was still a rookie. I wouldn't mind being the mid card. But Marsh kind of deserved to be a lot higher, and so I want him to get over more. But what happens?
Yeah, it's what happens. Now,
Very what we did. I'm just
right. Um, Obviously your feud was Mars, which was you guys fought over the Call Stars Money in the Bank briefcase, and like you said, you won in the end. You kept the briefcase. Um, you then went on to cash in which would be a few months back for the Call All Stars Championship against AJ Young. I really enjoyed that match.
AJ.
A lot of people enjoyed that match. Uh,
Most people don't know this, but that was the match that I was
yeah,
supposed
I was just gonna say this is some inside scoop. Brandon Wolfe was originally penciled in to win the Call All Stars Championship in that match, but there was a change. AJ Young retained. So and from what the people saw, because people didn't know that, they saw that, and I even like people even that I like tell things to. I didn't say anything till like a week before, and so like they had no clue, and I was keeping a lot of stuff top secret, and people saw it. People loved the match. AJ Young retains the title. Now looking back, because obviously we've talked about stuff, but do you think, and you can say whatever you want. You don't have, just because I'm here. You can speak whatever. Do you think that was the right call, or do you think the original plan was a better call?
after looking at the original plan, the promos that were set up for the match was literally Wolf's
Mm-hmm.
best promo that I probably ever gave that night because you heard the passion, you heard the emotion, you heard everything in that one promo that other promos couldn't do. The best promo before that was with Daniel Marsh because I never do it. I never take off the mask during a promo, but when I did, you heard the dark voice kind of go to the
Mm-hmm.
normal side. That was the emotional change for the character. The ego kind of changing, but that promo and the way it was set up, and the way that Wolf was, he's still a rookie. It would have been great if he would have won, but people probably wouldn't know where to go with it because he probably wouldn't still be championship material anywhere else
Do you think it
than
would have
Call
been
All
too
Star.
early?
Yeah, I think it would have been it'd been too early. I think give it a year, like another year or so, and Wolf would be is set to be Call Star champion because he probably would have had a big towel around his waist in a year
Okay.
from now.
Um, and let's continue with titles here because I know this was also asked. Now, obviously, you have already won in a different promotion. The name is escaping me, but you have won a world title. Yes.
FBW.
Uh,
I am the I'm the longest, not the longest world champion there, but I've held the title for
mhm.
over a year. I'm to be in the first ever, probably the first ever CAW intergender
Mhm.
main event. Two undefeated, because I'm undefeated there. Uh, E- Elizabeth is undefeated, and we're just gonna clash in the Universal Championship. And it's been a good build up for how Wolf won the title. Just came in, he worked hard, he won these matches left and right. He went out to this ladder match, he did everything right. The one thing I'm disappointed in myself is that I didn't do enough promos. So now picking back up.
Okay. Now, obviously, since you won the title there, so we can't say your first world title because you already got that. So we'll say you're
Yep.
next because there will be a next. What do you think? Or maybe what do you think it should, or maybe you predict where it will be, or whatever. What do you think is the next world title for Wolf to win in any of the promotions that you're in?
Global Championship.
For which one?
COH.
COH. So you think the COH championship is the next one for Wolf? The
No, the
global.
global. Yeah,
The
the global
global.
championship.
Okay. Very close. I mean, you just beat the Goonies, so maybe.
What I feel like is that when I beat Goonie, Travis has a little bit of trust. He he's made Wolf be close in these title matches. He's been two of them ended by disqualification, both a global championship match and the internet championship match. Both of them ended by disqualification. Uh, Wolf has been showing more progress than almost anyone else, and eventually COH is the first place, most likely to be the area where Wolf will win his first big time of his second big time
Mm-hmm.
championship. And but if I can guess another league, it would have to be a tie between AWF and Call All Stars because because Wolf is the light
Mm-hmm.
heavyweight champion. He can progress to the point where he can do what Austin did with Austin C, cash like put in a title, surrender a title, and just go after the world championship and just win it, or go and Call All Stars. He shows so much progress since his first time there, since his match from AJ, that they can't ignore it. He has to have a match. There needs to be another match that calls a championship. And DCW is Wolf is heading in DCW, so there could be a quick build up for a big title, but that's gonna be
Yeah.
some time away.
And I mean, you just came in, so it's like it's hard to say. Like it's hard to be like to pinpoint where you exactly you are because you just came back. So we'll see. But yeah.
Oh yeah, ECW. That's gonna be a long time because I'm starting from the bottom because of I think this is maturity, but it's gonna be some time. I want to start from the bottom because of how I acted on the last
Mm-hmm.
Shawn show, and I kind of have a problem with that. I want to start from the bottom, so I want to start in NXT. I'm gonna fight with the Young Lions. I'm gonna work with the new talent, and I'm gonna have some fun with them. And I'm gonna work with the main roster. ECW will be a place where a, almost a guarantee. It's not a guarantee, but it's a good chance that the ECW championship will be in Wolves' possession in the future.
All right. All right. Um. Oh. What? Okay. Here we go. Now that you're at a point where you know you're at least you're at a level where you can say these things and you can request these things. Who are maybe a couple names? Maybe it's just one name. I don't know. But who are a couple names that you look at and you're like, I really want to feud with them. You think Magic's there that you haven't feuded with yet?
Dane
Dane
LaFontaine.
LaFontaine, Wolfe versus Zayn.
The Night Wolf versus the Flying Dolphin. And people I know, I call myself the Wolfman, but after a lot of thinking, the Night Wolf is better. And so 2K17, when it comes out, will be just the Night Wolf. And it sounds more bad.
That it does.
Oh, it sounds better. I almost slipped.
Almost did. Almost broke it. Almost. I thought you did, but you didn't.
Oh, that was a close one, but Ray Geddes is a good one. I would love to see Accuracy and Wolf
Like a full
actually
out
collide.
program.
Yeah, because I can fully believe the masked version of Brand Wolf can compete with the psychological game that Accuracy has. Because Accuracy, he needs dirt on people to actually to get to them. And Wolf is the only person that he doesn't have any bit of dirt on. And but Wolf knows how to get into his head because he's seen other people do it. Kenyon Phoenix is a good person.
That'd be great.
Goonie, actually have a actual feud with Goonie. I want to have an actual feud with this person.
Oh man, that would be great. Because you guys had some matches for the internet title when he was internet champion that everyone loved. They were great, but you guys weren't feuding because while you guys had matches, Nitro was feuding with Stefan. So you guys didn't get to have like a full out legit program.
Yeah, and I don't know. AWF can do because I'm a light heavyweight champion, and but no, we still haven't figured out who was the better man.
Very true.
And plus, we've grown a lot. Ben Hopkins, first friend to CAW, first mentor, a guy that's been there since the beginning. Sorry, Ben, for you being on the Show when I did that information stuff. But
and hey, look, whenever for Ben, whenever people are like, "Hey, who are the guys that are doing great? Who are the future stars? Who's breaking out?" The first two names that always come to mind are you and then Hopkins.
I always feel when Arisen from Nothing ends, Austin will go nowhere. He's going to end up being the Raymond Dudley of the Night Wolves, or he's going to either be a jobber or he's going to have to leave the company because he's going to lose too much. Because if you notice, whenever Arisen from Nothing loses a match, it's always Austin that loses. It's never Ben. And whenever when they win, Austin does win a few of the matches for them, but it's mainly just Ben. And because he's actually worked. He's actually the guy that puts in the effort. It doesn't matter what's going on in his life or how hard college is or whatever he's doing. He still puts in the work. And so my prediction of how they could end was a few ways is that either they get put into a loser leaves match, or after Austin and Ben lose some titles, or they lose a tag match, Ben turns on Austin. There's multiple ways to end the tag team, but it's on the date. It's like if Austin doesn't do anything as of now, and he better wake up, because if he doesn't, it's over. His career everywhere else except CXWI, because he has that Roman Reigns push over there, it's over.
All right. So let's go into my favorite portion of the show, which is the name association. We're gonna jazz it up. We got some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. So we're gonna start it off with what?
Wait. I forgot somebody's name.
Who? Go ahead.
List.
Johnny Thunder. Johnny Thunder. I did not think about that.
I would love to do a Johnny Thunder feud. It would be awesome. You would have the insanity. Like, and I talked to some people at college. I try to say, am I even like? Y'all don't even see me as nuts, right? No. Talk to my friends in my high school. You think I'm nuts, right? Like, you can be the crack guy in a movie. You can be that guy. I'm like, Wolf can face Johnny Thunder, and I can have the perfect way in how it could end or how it could start. It's so much fun, and John would be so fun to work with. It would be just a fun. Uh,
Thunder. That's cool. That's cool.
if I were Caleb Blair,
Caleb Blair would be amazing. I think you two would be great together.
the guy that was wanted to feud with Chris wanted to feud with me after Ultimate Glory 4, so I can actually get a start in my CD career. And now we both grown to big stars. It's perfect time.
Hopefully, we get to see that at some point.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Oh, Seth McNarky.
Yes.
He can be good.
All right. Now let's get to the main event. Let's get to the name association. We're gonna start this off with an interesting name. You know, I think he's great, but maybe not all my viewers think so highly of him because when he was on my show. But he's the guy that you are facing at Call All Stars, and that is Shawn O'Connor.
Shawn?
See,
He's awesome.
people, you can say nice things about Shawn O'Connor. It's okay.
Promo he did at AWF. Oh my gosh, I laughed so hard. Because he copied what I said on the You Don't Know What I'm Talking About, the curse that I've been trying to say is that I've been losing a lot over the past year. And he made it sound like I was a little kid talking about an upgrade to my video game status. And I was just like, oh my gosh, that is so funny. But if Brandon wins, he kind of shuts Shawn up for a little bit, but if he loses, it kind of proves it right. But it's gonna be a fun match. It's gonna be something, and it's gonna be fun. I always want to be with the guy.
All right. Fisk, aka Andrew, whatever you want to call him.
Yes. He's doing really great in COH and theater in general. He's a good character. Love the feud. I would love to, or just tag.
What do you think about him as a person? Piece of shit, right?
I've not actually talked. I haven't talked to Andrew in person, but
he's a nice guy. Unless it's to me, he's mean to me. That's it. All right. Let's go with the Alex Enterprise, who just came back to COH. Ooh.
The Alex Enterprise. Not a lot of people know this, but shortly after the CalCon 2, me and Alex talked for the first time together, and it was a good conversation. Love to feud with him. I would love to do something with the Anarchist. And it's kind of hard for this because, if I'm right, we both have autism.
Right.
Yeah, we both do. And it's a little difficult to find someone with autism around the world, like in person, but on the internet you can easily find them, and it's kind of cool to know that Austin's not Alex is really big, and he has autism, and it's a very good inspiration for me to look at when it comes to how to keep my head up and how to, that could be me. I could be the best, in 1 year, have all this stuff happen, and I can work just as hard. I can be the best, just like him.
All right. AJ Young, AJ Young the character doesn't say nice things about Brandon Wolfe, but AJ Young the guy says nice things about Brandon Wolfe. What does Brandon Wolfe think of AJ Young?
Character? He should have a voice to do movie roles. Like he should voice over the cool characters in all the movies.
It's like a compliment.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's smart, cunning. He's a very sharp man. He reminds me of a black version of
Oh,
Lex
okay.
Luthor,
It's an interesting comparison.
but with actual wrestling skills.
Yeah, that's good that he has that. Here we go. The Doc. And before you say this, I was gonna let me say it because the Doc. Unfortunately, we time wise we couldn't work out, but I know the Doc. He was trying to actually be here for the show and listen in because I know he wanted to tell you firsthand that how good you're doing and how that you're doing great.
I keep hearing what he says on Battleground. I'm very honored that he keeps on saying this about me, and it's awesome because when he first talked about me in CCL, it was when he saw the back of Wolf's shirt. It said the autistic Wolfman. He was like, why is this kid with autism even competing here? He's mentally can't be here. And now it's like the guy is up there. He's the top individual. You can't look away from it. And whenever my music hits, no matter what it is, you always know Brandon Wolfe.
Yes, yes. Uh, who didn't I? Oh dear God, J Crack.
Last time I saw was White Crack.
Cool dude,
It's
yes.
a cool dude. Couldn't handle his liquor on the live stream, but pretty cool dude.
What about Adam Jackpot Phoenix?
I actually talked to him after
did.
the Shawn Walsh show that he was on. I'm actually agree with most stuff he said.
Wow, I was. Some people actually still like him afterwards. I'm joking, of course, but
I like them because even if you don't like it, you gotta give him respect. He had the balls to say everything he did,
absolutely.
and I agree with what he said about people that were big in other places don't deserve a spot in COH other places because they think they'll get stuff there because they're big in places that they get. But the first name I thought was Austin Newhouse and other people. But
Okay,
that's
all
really
right.
it.
And I got.
What a way to get fired from CXP guy talking bad about their big
I
guy.
know you're like a wrestler who says too much in an interview. My goodness.
I know Wage because I talk bad about teacher gimmick.
All right, I got one name. It'll be the last name here. Boss man, Travis Sparks. The man you also defeated for the junior heavyweight titles as well. So you worked with him as an opponent and then working with his company. It's a call show.
He's open for ideas. Awesome. Very congratulations on the new car, man. But the guy, he's very open. He's very nice. If he doesn't get anything, he'll just tell me, and we'll work it around. I still want to feud with him. Still want to do something with him involving feud because he's that good. And it could be in New Dawn Pro. It could be in AWF, but he's gonna go bigger things. But Travis is, and plus, if I was in COH, it would be a lot longer for Wolf to actually stand out on his own COH because COH is a place where he actually got his kickstart and got on a roll. And when he started getting on that roll, there was no stopping him. So without COH, there probably wouldn't be a Brand Wolf right here.
Now, that's a nice ending, but I don't know. I feel like I gotta pull out the fork. I gotta throw one more name at you. A name you probably aren't gonna like, though. Now, whereas I don't know him too well, this Gregory from CXWI. your tag team partner or former. I don't know. Yes.
Gregory and Gregory Andrews. Gregory. At first, I didn't mind being a tag team partner, but after a while, being him doing nothing, I just got sick and tired of it because I'm doing like Raymond's done nothing. The guy I was doing like at least the guy didn't have anybody to voice him over or do posts. So actually he could hold his own. But I've grown to hate people that don't do anything in their team. I put any bit of work. It's not. I just hated it, and that's why I wanted. I want, and the way that Wolf has been booked since day one. This is why I hate it. Not just because of the the porn stuff and everything. It's just how they booked him in general since he's been there. I have not liked. The first two shows that Wolf was in, yeah, he had some big time matches and he won some big. He beat some world champions, former world champions. But first time he spoke a promo, third person. Apparently, I was the Rock of CXWI, and then I was made to look weaker in this team with Gregory. I was put in this division after I was kicked out of a feud with Sabola, which could have ended a lot better than how Lester and him could have ended it. There was actually a way I had it planned out, where if Wolfe would won the national championship, and FAM did it, you put the title and money on the line, and whoever wins takes both. But Wolfe was going to add something a little special where if he lost, he was going to give up his freedom for Sabola. And it would have been a big match, a big situation. But it didn't happen that way. I have not, and the way they booked him in general, just when Wolfe is being the hottest individual right now in CW, CXW didn't take advantage of it at all. And that's been great. It's never been great. And that's why I went out so bad. I've talked to Shawn so much about I hate this, I hate that. I'm sick and tired of being in this company. I went out, and I am. I don't want to leave because I want to be a good soldier, but I'm just sick and tired of it.
Hey, like I say, it just like a job. It's and even more so because it's not a job. It's a hobby. Like it'd be different if we were making money, which would be great. I would love that. If anyone wants to pay me money, I will never say no to you. But if you don't enjoy it, if you're not having fun, then you're wasting your time, and
yeah.
and then you're better off.
I used to love
Exactly.
it. Now I hate it.
It's just like CM Punk. He used to love pro wrestling. He grew to hate it. He left. You know?
That's how I see this. I used to love CXW. I used to love everything about it. Even if the storylines were a bit out there, I still loved it until I got in it, and I just wanted to hate it. And probably when this podcast is out, I'm gone. And I'm like Scott, where he says he quits. I won't come back.
Well, I can say this much, Brandon. Of all the episodes that I have done of this show, I've had a lot of things happen. A lot of people have had different kinds of reactions and feelings, but I don't think I can recall someone ever asking to leave a show on my show. So it's a first ever. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Two shows.
He wanted to do it the first and the second time. Man, Brandon Wolfe breaking records there for the Shawn Walsh Show history. When we have a Hall of Fame, boom, there you go. But thank you, thank you, Brandon, for coming on the show once again. It was really cool. We got to talk about some cool stuff that me and you have been talking about, just individually on Facebook. But now we let the whole call world know.
You know what I did? You know what I just done?
You did.
I did my challenge.
Not once in this entire interview did you
Almost one
Caught
time,
yourself.
but that didn't happen.
caught yourself.
Yeah.
So you can see, for all the kids out there, go listen to this. Follow what Brandon did. Don't use those dirty fucking curse words.